Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $20,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 72-year-old male. Now, the first thing I recommend is go directly to our website. We've got these free quoters on just about every page. All you do is select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Put your birthday, the other info, click Get Quotes Now. It's going to show you the best companies that have the best rates. And what that will allow you to do is to avoid those companies that are going to overcharge you. And it will help you price shop those companies that offer these super low starter rates. And then they jack up the pricing over the years. Or, you know, they have a teaser rate that's really super low and it has like almost no coverage at all. And then they try to upsell you into other policies that can be like 200% more expensive. So we can really help you be a smart consumer there and make sure you're getting the best deal. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can run quotes for you and find out what you qualify for. Now, the first thing you need to ask yourself as a 72-year-old male looking for $20,000 worth of insurance is that going to be enough for your final expense needs? Typically, that would have to do with either a cremation or a burial. Now, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. And if you're going to have a cremation and a ceremony, that's typically going to be between $3,500 to $4,500. So we would typically recommend for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box between $5,000 to $7,000. Now, if the cremation's $2,000, you're getting $5,000. Obviously, you're a little bit overinsured. But what we want to do is make sure that you get a policy that's going to inflation-proof your plan for the future, so that if you do live to age 82 or 92, that you've got enough insurance to take care of things in the future. And what that also does is that, God forbid, if you die a little sooner, you know, than you expected, there's a little bit extra money there to take care of some final expenses or medical bills or something that you were planning on taking care of, but you possibly never did. So yeah, for that basic cremation, most people we're helping are looking between $5,000 to $7,000. If you're going to have that ceremony and the cremation, probably between $7,000 to $10,000. Now, one thing we don't recommend, whether it's cremation or burial, is overinsuring. So a lot of times folks will say, hey, I'd like to get $25,000, $30,000, whatever it is, and leave behind some money for my kids or family or loved ones. And since most people we help are on a fixed or limited income, you know, that can get a little bit expensive. And the worst thing you could do is say, well, if I can't get $30,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. Because now you've just really you put that burden on your family that when you do pass away, now they're going to have to come up with funds. And that's not fair. That's not a good legacy to leave behind. So we always recommend using this insurance just for its intended purpose, final expense needs, that keeps it super affordable. You don't want to get a policy and have to cancel it in some point in the future because the rates are too high and you can't afford them. So we can help you understand what your options are there. Now, if you're going to get buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right about $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, they should be able to help you out with that. Now, it's not going to be anything fancy. Trust me, it's not going to be anything fancy. Just understand it. It's hard to believe that any funeral home would say no to that and let you walk out the door and have that $10,000 check walk down the street to one of their competitors. But again, at age 72, holy cow, we're hoping you make it to 82, maybe even 92. And $10,000 is not going to be inflation-proofed in the future. But if you're looking at a $20,000 policy, that's not an issue at all. You are future-proofed. But most people that we help, they're in that 72-year-old, most of those guys would typically opt for between like $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000, right? And if all you can afford is $10,000, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Get that right now. That takes care of the most immediate need. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, one thing we always recommend is get first day coverage or benefits. And what that means is that hypothetically, if your policy started today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay that $20,000. And that's exactly what you want. You do not want a 2-year waiting period plan. Again, you do not want a 2-year waiting period plan. I'll talk about that in a moment. But one thing we do hear people say is, hey, I want that first day coverage, but I know they ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health, to which we say, hey, your health is our problem, not your problem. That's why we work with enough different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now we're getting really right about 95% approval for first day coverage or benefits. Now, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage or benefits is if you had a really significant health issue going on, like a terminal illness where you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home, something like that. If that were the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. And the other thing, it seems like we get a call every week from somebody who says, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance right away so that we can get a check in our hand to get a check in the hand of the funeral director. And we have to let them know that there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer an insurance policy on a dead person. So you have to actually get this insurance while you're alive. And it's absolutely terrible that this family member, this loved one, they knew they were going to die someday, and they ignored the fact that they didn't have insurance and didn't leave behind any funds for anybody. And what a terrible legacy to leave behind, because now the family members, they're unprepared to pay for this. It's probably going to go on a credit card or some other form of debt, and they're going to have to pay on this for years and years and years. And every time they make that payment, they're going to think about you and the legacy that you left behind of not preparing for this and not paying for this. And yeah, just don't do that. You don't want your family feeling that way about you. This insurance is affordable, and you don't have to go crazy on it, but just get enough to take care of your final expense needs. Leave a better legacy than a legacy of leaving behind bills. Don't do that. So the one thing we don't recommend is getting a plan with a 2-year waiting period. And Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, probably one of the better known plans out there. I think just because they advertise seems like every 7 minutes on the television. They're on an awful lot. But yeah, their plan is, that $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch, I bet you did not notice that. And there's other companies out there too. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, just a host of other companies out there. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing that you're going to qualify for if you're over age 50 is a 2-year waiting period plan, to which we say, do not fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Yes, we do, by golly. Now, a 72-year-old male might be watching those TV commercials for $9.95 insurance, and they might be thinking, I outsmarted Colonial Penn. I made it to age 72, and now I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, perhaps even $50,000 for $9.95. And they call Colonial Penn, or they log onto the website, like we've done for you here, and they find out that 1 unit of coverage for a 72-year-old male, which you're going to pay $9.95, is only going to pay $627. Man, $627 is not even going to pay for a cremation. I can't imagine anywhere in the United States. And it doesn't really matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out for the next 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason. Yeah, disappointing, huh? And a lot of people would say that these companies that offer these really low kind of teaser rates, they advertise those. They do that just to get your information, to get you on the phone. And then they try to upsell you knowing that, that low amount of coverage isn't going to do you any good. So they try to upsell you. And we would never say the Colonial Penn is doing that. But, that's something you may want to decide for yourself. But let's take a look, because we want to get $20,000 worth of insurance for our 72-year-old male. The problem with Colonial Penn is you can only get 15 units of coverage, and 1 unit is $627. So we can't even get close to $20,000. Let's see how much we can get. See, you can only get $9,405 for a 72-year-old male for the $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. Well, that's not going to cut the mustard if what you want is $20,000. Let's go to a first day coverage plan and let's see how much coverage we can actually get and how low the price is going to be. $20,000 male, age 72. There we go. We're going to click get quote. And remember, Colonial Penn's like $150 for roughly $9,000. Yikes. Take a look at this. I want to show you this. $20,000. Okay. This great company here, Trinity Life, we work with them. We can help you get approved with them. Level means first day coverage. That's exactly what you want. But that's $153. Now, that's for $20,000. Let's come over here. You're going to pay roughly $150 for $9,405. So you are paying roughly 200% more. Roughly 200% more to go with Colonial Penn. And they're going to stick you with a 2-year waiting period, and they're going to make you overpay on this policy for the rest of your life. You know, even though it's the same amount of money, it's like half the insurance. That's called overpaying, folks. Why would you ever do that? Why would you not be a smart consumer? We provide you the information. You can call us up. We can help you out. We can help you be that smart consumer so that you save that money. Let's look at some other companies here. Let's see, because we are 153, and you'll be able to see all these companies. So 153 up to 176, like Lumico, level coverage, first day coverage, but it's like right around $25 or more a month. That's around $300 more a year. After 10 years, you will have overpaid roughly $3,000. We would rather see you keep that money in your own pocket. Spend it on yourself. Spend it on your family. Enjoy that money. Don't give that money to an insurance company. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, don't overpay. Let's see if there's another company in here. Oh, like Lincoln Heritage here. They're a fine company, I guess, except look at that pricing. Yikes, $203. It is level first day coverage. But yeah, Colonial Penn's got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes and get the lowest pricing and, you know, maybe do a couple other things, but it's not free. They charge for that. It's more expensive. $203 versus $153. So roughly $50 more a month. That's going to be an extra $600 for 12 months. And it's going to be an extra roughly $6,000 that you will overpay in the next 10 years. So our 72-year-old male, once they're 82, they will have roughly overpaid $6,000 on a $20,000 policy. And the thing is you've got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $6,000 to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so? We don't think so. We don't recommend that. So what we do at Funeral Funds is we actually provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website, print it out, and then fill it out. And when you fill it out, you just write down who gets what goes where, and what you want done after you're gone. And then you keep that with your insurance policy. And when you pass away, you've not only provided for your family financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And we can save you lots of money, like roughly $6,000. But all you've got to do at that point, all your loved ones have to do at that point, is just execute your wishes. And they will know that you were thinking about them well in advance while you were alive, and you were thinking about them at a time when you wouldn't be there to help them, but you could help them with the insurance and the funeral and the estate planning guide. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. They will know that you loved them so much that you took care of them, not only in life, but in death. What a blessing. What a gift of love that is for your family. So, our website, we've got a special quote for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the most discounts, get the lowest pricing. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you with pricing and help you understand what you qualify for. And if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, we can help you out with that. If you just want to add coverage to an existing policy, we can help you out with that. If you need a brand new policy, of course, we can help you out with that. If you just have some questions and want to understand how these things work and what you qualify for, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And we will enjoy talking with you at some point about this in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.